Collective. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Check, check, check. I hope everybody's doing fantastic tonight. Give me 1 second as I get things situated here on my end. Boom. Here we go. Excuse me. How you doing today? I hope you're doing fantastic. Wherever you're watching this from, if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome, Mystic Royal Collective. I'm so glad to have you. Okay. I'm gonna just kind of check the general vibes and energies going on and see if there's any messages that stand out to anybody. If you just happen to stumble across this live, then potentially there may be a message in here for you, okay? Take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? All right, so let's start with a little bit of the tarot, okay? The classic here, the Tabula Mundi tarot deck. 4 of Wands completion. Something you've been working on for a while. Having found stability and your drive and your passion to not letting it burn you out. See if there's any supporting cards here. If you haven't already, make sure you like, follow, comment, and subscribe for more actions. Turning failure on its head. Literally. That's this card that showed up failure. Let's take a look a little further into that one before I say anything more, but maybe there's some deep internalized things that are deep within that are relating to a sense of failure that may be worth looking into and taking time to yourself. See that? Hermit card in the upright position, taking time to oneself to be able to know potentially what little things you may be missing. I'm not feeling it's like a huge, like, something that you're not aware of completely. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel that, let's flip this next song. I feel that the collective that I'm speaking to is someone that's very well aware of things that are going on spiritually, emotionally, in all aspects. Still just kind of like figuring out the kinks. It's kind of what came to mind. Because we also have the 4 of Discs power. It could be a certain power turnover or a certain dynamic in power that has shifted in some way, shape, or form due to some underlying things within that you know that you may need to look into. Welcome everybody in the chat. Glad to have you. Come on in, Mystic Royal Collective. You're beautiful, wonderful. Just kind of started here. Someone that is getting containment in their passions. They're exercising their authority and being able to harness the fire to not burn themselves completely. And I feel that this is a time where they're still kind of ironing out certain things internally that may be out of whack or causing a imbalance here in this power shift. You still have that footing though. You still have that power, okay? Welcome everybody. Hello, hello. So glad to have you, Mystic Royal Collective. Wonderful. Thank you for interacting in the chat. The Hermit card showed up here, and that's talking about what we were just talking about, looking into these things that you may be missing. The card that just showed up, and we have one more we're going to look at here in a second. Queen of Swords. This is exactly what I was telling you about earlier. This is someone that already kind of knows things that they need to do, and they already got this direction of sorts. Hence, you know, now having a harness, a controlled outlet for one's fire. Thank you, universe. That's probably a better way to put it. As they're navigating this different dimensional shift, I guess you could say, regarding restructuring their foundation from the bottom up. See this next card here, this happiness right here, baby, see? That's what I'm talking about. This happiness right here is definitely what you're striving for, and I feel that you've already kind of found that within yourself, to be honest. I'm not really feeling any like down energies right now. You may be putting off certain temptations even. Devil in the reverse. What just came to mind is the Hierophant energy. And maybe it's interesting to perhaps contemplate, is one being a little bit too defensive at times and allowing new experiences to come in, you know what I mean? Due to certain imbalances from past situations that had shown up at some point where people were kind of like robbing you of your energy and things at different moments. So I feel that right now, like, you're kind of like focused on your purpose right now, but that doesn't mean that you don't have any kind of like wanton desires. And I feel that right now that this Hierophant, and we'll see if, I'll show you this card that just showed up, but I'm interested to see if maybe on the bottom of the deck, if that shows up, put your prediction on there. It's funny, I get that question a lot. No, I'm not. It's just like a tribal looking hat. That matches the vibe. The devil in the reverse position, to me, is like you are perhaps not indulging in certain things and healthy desires is kind of what I'm getting. That maybe you're being a little bit too defensive and potentially a little scared to go out and potentially get hurt again. I mean, it's kind of understandable. But right now, I feel that you're probably getting too enmeshed in the thoughts that are going on right now actively, instead of taking a stance of neutrality. You don't want to, sometimes it's easy to get, like, let your thoughts get the best of you and kind of like overtake you, you know what I'm saying? We have the High Priestess here in the reverse position here. I'm trying to be mindful, but yes. I don't want to get flagged here on the live, but someone that is taking a center stance in the middle, someone that is embodying that divine feminine energy, which everyone has divine masculine and feminine energies within themselves, and it's through that divine union. And right here, in this situation, it's about separating yourself from whatever thoughts and whatever things that are going on currently right now, to a place where you can analyze it with more clarity is kind of what I'm getting. I don't feel that this is not anything that's bringing you down. You're still harnessing your joy and your love and your compassion, but just something to be mindful, I feel. All right, let's kind of, yo, welcome in the chat. Thank you so much, everyone. I love my Mystic Royal Collective. Mystic Royal Collective in the chat. I love you. If you haven't already, make sure you like, follow, comment, and subscribe. These Chillin readings are just kind of all over the place. So thank you so much. All right, going to continue. So the bottom card in the deck, let's see. The universe is yours, baby. Look at that. Universe, baby. See that? It is yours. After you kind of figure out a few little things, you feel me? Right now, this the precision right here, see? I feel you're kind of like in your own zone right now, and you kind of don't want to be like distracted in a way, which is probably why you've been like negating and any certain like temptations, even the healthy ones. But I feel it's by not indulging in certain healthy desires that are human and innately within yourself, that in and of itself is causing that imbalance from within. And it's just something to also consider and keep in mind, because there's protection around you of all different kinds as you are spiraling and evolving from the cocoon into something beautiful. This other card here just showed up here, the insect symbolism here. See that? Wow. All right, let's dive into the Cries of the Soul Oracle here. All right. Tending to some inner pain that you have or that you've had. See that? 5-5 could be significant. I confidently embrace my inner torment. Oof. Sometimes because it's uncomfortable and not pleasant, at least if you're first diving into some deep like wound healing, okay? And again, just take what resonates and leave the rest, and you know what I mean? If it vibes with you, it vibes with you. But just saying what is coming to mind and what I feel I need to say. That as you are doing this inner healing and still figuring out the last little parts, I feel it's some things that were probably the most painful, and through this evolution that you have already come very far. You've already come very far in this journey, and you're gonna keep going beyond what you thought was even possible. And I feel that it's through this inner healing and this of the last little things that you know you need to tackle deep down. Your intuition, your gut feeling is telling you like, hey, it's time to face this head on, whatever it is, whether it's like just recalibration, whatever that means to you, okay? Because see right there, the staircase into evolution through this healing. It's like the hidden doorway that kind of opens up after you've done that healing. Let's see the bottom card here, okay? So personal questions, please direct them to me in private message and any of the platforms that support it. You can find me Instagram, anywhere, you know. I also do readings too. I do personal readings, something to keep in mind, okay? Please check out information. I have some information in the description, but please message me for any questions regarding that, okay? I'm reactivating the Sage cleansing here as more cards came up of the inner cries of the soul here with the Cries of the Soul Oracle, okay? I feel that through your empathy and through your kindness and through your reliability is what came to mind, on you being someone that people come to and people rely on sometimes, probably a little too much. But I feel that now this person that I'm speaking to specifically in this collective is someone that is has had enough experience to know to set the boundaries. Even if at times they don't always have everything together. The reason I say that is because this energy sponge, I don't even know what that means. Could you elaborate, please? Miss Susie, okay, energy sponge. It says, I align my internal and external balance. So it's exactly what we were talking about earlier with this High Priestess card. The sense of duality, the two pillars, integration of the light and the shadow, you know what I mean? But not affiliating with either one, taking a center stance, thinking of things. And to me, this is like the direct, like to me, this with the Magician card, to me, it's like that direct, like divine, masculine and feminine, but like the magical side of both. And it's like through that, like one tuned into the spiritual, the High Priestess, through the left side, which is the feminine side for everybody, and the right side, the masculine energy, to be able to manifest. And I think manifesting also can be unlocked or achieved better through more healing. Going back to this here of tackling inner pain, wounds from times that you have been an energy sponge, soaking in these energies that are not even yours. And it could be people within your soul tribe, yes, but sometimes people just crave and love our energy. But at the end of the day, when they get their fix, I ain't trying to sound bad, but I mean, keeping it real, once they get their fix, then you feel kind of left out in the cold, like you didn't matter. And it's kind of like these, now this is where the painful parts, where I feel that this collective may consider, again, take what resonates, leave the rest for legal reasons, entertainment purposes, you know. But it's tuning into certain energies of abandonment right now, and that's kind of like someone that has felt used, is the word that comes to mind, by other people, which probably has contributed to the defensiveness on indulging in certain desires that you do have, you know, normal desires. And let's see what showed up here on the bottom here. I think I've only done this once in a reading here before. The number 25 could be significant, but what came to mind is how you write 25, right? If you do it through like the LED, like Roman, like just like straight up, you could think of it like reversed, right? On like an LED clock. So it's kind of like that, looking at both sides, the spiritual and the physical aspect of a situation. I feel there could be a halted nature, something that cause just got this like sharp, like pain, like sensation, and I feel that it's definitely something in the heart related. It says negative free will. Take a look at that. My free will helps me create my well-being. And to me, the word specifically with this shadow is someone that has felt oppressed. And I say that because you see the fire there, but there's one thing to know about this fire collective that is beautiful. And it could be that this person, through its own challenges, has been able to fortify oneself to be practically unstoppable, which is why you are, again, divinely protected here with all your protections with this universe card. Even reversed, the energies still apply. You are protected no matter where you are. And Merkaba just came to mind. But to me, now you become what at once seemed like an all-consuming fire of dread, or perhaps like negative, this again, negative free will perhaps, but oppressive energies is what came to mind. Perhaps you were around people that were dimming your lights and keeping you from reaching your full potential, and you know, through lack of their own action on taking anything and doing anything for themselves, trying to bring you down. But at the same time, this is not your first rodeo. I feel that this, who I'm speaking to, is someone that has been through certain situations before, but then just over time you learn to handle certain things with grace. So things that at one point in time perhaps consumed you and it perhaps sizzled you to the core, now amplifies and just adds to your fire that you already have within yourself. It's you being able to receive that energy and transmuting it into something that's usable now for you, to not only amplify your passions and your desires. Hence is what we talked about, this Four of Wands, having full control of your passions, be able to emit your light. You see right here, look at that sun right there. No one can take your light away from you, collective, because your light is always within you. But then you can also exercise the dark energies, and that's fine too, because you know that's the whole point, is to learn yourself and to embody both aspects in a healthy way. So that way, through experience with both, that you're able to understand even more people, perhaps you'll be able to help others by just you living your life. You know what I mean? Radiating and shining your light, baby, is what you're doing. Being that all-consuming fire that then radiates to other people. That sun energy. Allow yourself to shine it more. And get yourself out there in a healthy way. You know what I mean? I feel that people need to hear your story, and people need to know more about you and are able to learn from you while still respecting your boundaries and things. It's all about balance, right? Collective. So I'll close it off here. Let's see how long we've been on. Let's see. Let's tune into a couple of vibe cards here, if I can find them. Boom, here we go. We got kind of like a new setup here. Right off the bat, stop running for what's inside of you. Stop denying the parts that are within yourself. Stop denying the healthy aspects of yourself that are seeking your love and attention right now. You know what I mean? Escape, denial, excuses, running. It's no more running, collective. It's time, you know? Connecting again once with yourself, hermit energy, smelling the roses, and slowing down a little bit. Slow down, take your time. Get out in nature. I feel that sometimes it's not a bad idea to reduce stimulus if possible. Because like even in meditation, we can get like people get caught up where they're listening to music, and yeah, you can meditate like that too. I'm not saying you can't, but sometimes you may miss out on the hidden whispers that are blatantly talking right to you. But if you ever get like an inward feeling like you need to even go even more quiet, or like even for like 5 minutes, and just kind of like tune into yourself with no distraction at all, you know what I mean? And just see what happens. Hey, maybe nothing happens, you know what I mean? But you won't know until you try. But maybe you have tried, but obviously we live in a society where it's there's many distractions, so sometimes it's very easy to be separated from the self internally and know what our true desires and passions are, and what truly makes us alive on the inside and feel alive. Because we can have like everything, but then still feel empty, you know what I mean? Time to slow down and take some time. I think that's a good way to stop that, end the live here. I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day. Mystic Royal Collective, wherever you're watching this from. For those that are here, if you haven't already, make sure you like, follow, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more action, okay? If you're interested in a private reading, please reach out to me on the platforms like Instagram or TikTok, or just the ones that support the direct message, right? So I'm trying to be mindful of the words. I'm still learning the rules on each platform, but know that we are all connected, collective, and know that you are loved and that you matter and you have a place in this world. You have a purpose in this world, and I believe in you. Even if who's coming in now, or even if this reading may not have all resonated in some way, shape, or form. In some way, at one point, maybe it has. Maybe we just don't know. I love you. Stay mystical, and we'll talk soon, okay? Ciao for now.